So in a previous video, I took a look at the Aurora ticket distribution for Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald. But today we'll be taking a look at the EON ticket quote-unquote distribution for Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald. That's the event where you can catch the opposing Latios. So the reason why I said quote-unquote distribution was it wasn't a distribution like, say, the Aurora ticket where you had to go to an event and you had to, scan it with the wireless adapter. No, this was a physical cardboard card that you had to scan into the e-reader. Anyone remember that? I guess if you're not a collector, you won't, but it was a massive flop in the US, but it was decently popular in Japan. The US still got a few e-reader cards, and the EON ticket was one of them. They distributed them in a few places, but the main way to get them was through Nintendo Power. I think it was issue 173, but they issued 2 EON tickets in that magazine. So if you're rich enough and your parents loved you enough and you got a Nintendo Power subscription, you could get those 2 EON tickets. Otherwise, you just had to search around for good old loose copies of 173 and just hope that no kid opened it, took 2 of the EON tickets out, and just ran out without paying, So Nintendo Power issue 173 would have been released around November 2003. And unfortunately, in 2003, I was still playing the Dreamcast. And I didn't realize that the EON ticket was even Pokemon was a thing until around 2004, 2005. And it wasn't until the advent of emulation where I figured out how I can emulate Game Boy games on the computer that I learned about the EON ticket. And that was strictly through Action Replay or Game Shark codes. I didn't even know this was an actual physical card till like 2015, 2016 when I randomly stumbled across it. Anyways, the point is I didn't pick it up when they were cheap-ish, and now they're going for around $300 if you want an e-reader and EON ticket combo. I'm not about to spend $300 on a piece of cardboard. I'm really not. I'm just not, I spend money, it's fine, but there has to be some sort of different utility to it. I don't mind spending money. Like, for example, Pokemon Heart Gold, well, I pre-ordered it, so I got the Pokewalker. That I actually used a lot, as you can see from all the marks on it. I actually did use that a lot. Or this, or this. It's not just a display piece. I can also use it to play my games, and this one I'm using to actually go online because this hacked one can't go online. So, I don't mind spending money. It's just there has to be some utility attached to it. And unfortunately, the EON ticket does not have any other utility other than scan it into a Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire game or Emerald. And that sucks. So I'm not willing to spend $300 on that combo, but it's okay. Someone already has us covered. All you need is a patched e-reader ROM and a very specific save file with the EON ticket already injected into it. And I'll go ahead and show you guys how to set it up after I show you guys how it works. Right, so first thing we want to do is start up our Game Boy with the e-reader ROM on it. So here I have a flashcart, and I've already went ahead and set up the ROM and the save file. So just go to e-reader patched, clean boot, and then we'll just go ahead and load. Actually, it doesn't really matter, clean boot or boot with add-on. Both will work. Both should work. I like the music. It's not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and it's a jam. But anyways, we want the third option, access save data, and you'll see EON ticket. All right. So we'll go ahead and load up our game. In this case, we'll be using Pokemon Sapphire because I know for a fact this has never had the EON ticket and it doesn't work. Okay, but don't worry guys, here, I'll show you a really cool trick. So you see it didn't work. So instead of blowing into the game, we'll just do this. And then we'll start it up and it works. I'm gonna walk out. Ignore the name. It was a save file I got off the internet. Red or blue? We're gonna go blue. So picking blue means you will see Latios as your roamer and Latias at the southern islands. If you picked red, that would mean Latias is the roamer, while Latios is at the southern islands. So, oops, we'll just go ahead and exit. Oh, God. Alright, so now that we're in Petalburg City, we'll want to talk to this dude. Hello there, trainer. You got a wonderful smile. I collect profiles of Pokemon trainers. Yes. And then you want to talk to him and say, mystery gift or mystery event is exciting. So just go ahead and save. All right, so now we're back in the main menu. We'll want to go down to mystery events. Link standby. All right, here's where the second Game Boy comes in. So with our link cable, we want, that says player 1. We want to throw that into this guy. Okay. And then we'll want to plug it into this one. Ooh. So there's no music coming from this one, but there is a little ditty coming from this one. So I'm just gonna... So when we're ready, we'll want to go ahead and click A on the console, or on the game we want to put the EON ticket on. There we go. EON ticket delivered, and let me just go ahead and focus. And this event may be played only once. Huh. Why did they not add a space? Okay, so here it says EON ticket delivered. Press A to resend, or B to cancel. So go ahead and cancel. And we're done with that. Right, so it turns out the copy of Sapphire I was playing already did the EON ticket event. And that's why the error stating you may only do this event once appeared. So here's a transition back to a save file which has not received the EON ticket before. So with the EON ticket delivered, we'll want to go over to Norman's gym. As you can see, run. Dad. Ruby, good to see you. There's a letter for you, Ruby. Ruby is just I think the in-game name you picked. However, that's really weird spacing on the apostrophes. Like there's no colon and there's no spaces, so obtain the EON ticket though. We put the EON ticket away. It appears to be a fair ticket, but I've never seen one like it before. You should visit Lilycove and ask about it there. Yeah, this is kind of a weird text box. I've never really seen a text box in the game that does this. Maybe in the Battle Tower. Is there a Battle Tower in this game? I don't know. Or Battle Frontier, whatever. Right, so now that we're in Lilycove, we'll want to go ahead and head over to the shipyard or dock, wherever. That's going to be to the left of the contest hall. As you can see, no, it's a harbor. Interesting. Okay, anyways, run in. Now we are in Southern Island. Time to see what's up. And because I picked Latios as the roaming Pokemon, I get Latias as my Southern Island Pokemon. And if you pick Latias as your roaming Pokemon, you'll get Latios as your Southern Island. I don't know, whatever. I don't plan on saving, so it doesn't really matter. But that is the EON ticket. Very cool. Big thanks to Digiex.net, of course. Same people who provided the Aurora ticket distribution. Also provided the link to the patch that you need to patch onto the e-reader ROM, and also the save file with the EON ticket injected. So pretty cool stuff. And now I'll show you guys how to actually install onto your flashcart. And cut to a different day. So some eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that in the gameplay footage I showed, the characters kind of switched back and forth between Ruby and Sapphire's main characters and Emerald's main characters. Well, the reason that is because I did 3 different takes and they all got ruined. So I just took the best parts of each video and put it all together. Anyways, let's just get on with the installation or setup of how to actually patch the e-reader ROM and get it all running on a flashcart. But first, let's go over the prerequisites. So basically what you need. The first thing you'll need is a clean e-reader ROM. How you obtain that? Well, you can use a cartridge dumper like a GBX Cart RW by Inside Gadgets or a Joey Jr. by Beneven to plug the e-reader into the dumper and then dump the ROM from that. But that requires a physical e-reader in your possession, and it also requires the cart dumper. If you don't have the cart dumper or e-reader or both, the internet is a place. I mean, I'm not going to go any further than that. You can probably guess what I'm saying. Anyways, now the second thing you'll need is an IPS patcher. There's basically an IPS patcher for every OS out there. So like Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, I think even iOS. I'm not too sure about that. I'm pretty sure that exists, but anyways, I don't remember the names of them all, but I'll just put it up on the screen here. Okay, so now that you've chosen the IPS patcher based on what system you're going to be using, you want something to actually plug the micro SD card into the device. I'm using this thing. It's a U-Green, I don't know, whatever adapter. It has micro SD and also full-size SD, and has a USB-A and a USB-C. Not advertised or anything. In fact, I recommend you don't get this because look, I had to like shave off the edges just so it would fit with my case, which sucks. Or you could use something like this, a little more common. Wow, you can tell I use that a lot. Today I'll be using an Android device because I frankly don't feel like plugging it into a computer, and screen recording on an Android is a little easier. But the process is basically the same for any OS. First, we'll need to download the zip file containing the e-reader patch and the EON Ticket save file. The link to the forum post on Digiex.net will be linked in the description. Once you're at the forum post, look for the piece of text that says e-reader save. Click it or open a new tab, and it'll start the download of the zip file containing all the save files and patches you'll need. When you open up the zip file, you'll see a bunch of files, We really only care about 2, but if you're curious about what the other files are used for, you should check out the readme.txt included in the zip file that explains what the purpose is and actually how to install it. You don't even really need this guide. The README also contains a bunch of notes, little bits of information that they found while trying to get this all to work. Very interesting if you're a quirks and features type of person. Now take your zip file and extract it. And once you've done that, we're all set up for the next step. So now we need to patch our e-reader ROM. But first, we need to verify the e-reader ROM that we have is clean. To do so, we're going to navigate to the website no-intro.org and we're going to look at their database. And if you're curious about who No-Intro is, it's a website that catalogs information about ROMs that have been dumped and uploaded online. So you can check if the ROM that you have is the best version available. Well, they do more, but that's a different topic for a different time. But first, I should explain how you get to this site. Head over to no-intro.org in the browser of your choosing. On the right-hand side under Downloads, click DAT-o-MATIC. Click the drop-down next to System and scroll up. No, up. I said up! There we go. And choose Game Boy Advance. Wait for it to load, then type E-reader. Exactly that. No spaces, the dash is important. Click Search, then click e-reader USA. For now, we only want the MD5 checksum. So at the No Intro website, make sure you're looking at the correct ROM and the correct region. Now scroll down. Locate where it says MD5, highlight it and click Copy. After clicking Copy, we'll go ahead and switch tabs to an online file checker. You don't have to use this specific one, but make sure the one you use has an MD5 calculator. Upload the e-reader ROM to the file checker, then look at the number it spits out. Now let's compare it to the MD5 checksum we copied from No Intro. As you can see, the checksums are the same. That means we have an unmodified, aka a clean ROM, and can continue to patching. Now, if you're not using the UniPatcher app on Android, the UI might look a little different for you, but all patching programs are fundamentally the same. They all require you to drag in a .ips patch file, then drag in a ROM, then click patch. Now, UniPatcher has an additional feature that allows you to specify where to output the patched ROM. Your program might or might not have something similar. Anyways, let's get started with the actual patching. Click Patch, then navigate to where the .ips patch file is stored. Then we want to select the e-reader ROM that we just checked. Then choose where you want to save the patched ROM to. And finally, click Patch. And as you can see, we have an eReader USA.gba and an eReader USA patched.gba. Right, so now we're going to take the SD card from our flashcart, if it'll focus, or whatever. You get the idea. And then you plug it into the SD card reader, and then you turn on the phone. Go ahead and plug it in. Preparing. There you go. That's what you're looking for. Let's get ready to transfer all the files to the flashcart. So first we'll want to actually locate all the files we need. So that means we'll need eReader patch.gba. We'll need the 64 kilobyte English save file. After locating both files, go ahead and switch over to your SD card that you've plugged in. In the SD card, navigate to where you store your ROMs. Now copy the patched eReader ROM to the SD card. refresh the folder a couple times to make sure the file copied successfully. Now let's navigate to where the flashcart stores save files. In the case of the Easy Flash Omega, it'll be located in System Saver. But we have to do some prep work before we can transfer the EON Ticket save file. First, navigate to where you saved the patched e-reader ROM. Highlight the file, press rename, then copy the file name minus the .gba file extension. Second, navigate to where the EON Ticket save file is located. Since we want English, we'll have two files to choose from, a 64 kilobyte file and a 128 kilobyte file. The 64 kilobyte file is for flashcards and the 128 kilobyte file is for emulators, so we want the 64 kilobyte file. Now transfer that save file into the saver folder of our SD card. Third, locate the save file, highlight it, click rename, then paste. Now go ahead and unplug the adapter from whatever device you're using and plug the SD card back into the flash cart. There we go. And then plug that back into the Game Boy. There you go. So as long as you see EON Ticket, you'll know you have done it correctly. And that was the EON Ticket distribution. 2 Game Boys, a link cable, and a flash cart. It's really all you need to basically emulate it. Super cool. And again, shout out to Digiex.net for providing all these files, all the patches, all the save files. You of course need to source your own e-reader ROM, but it's not that big of a deal. This is great for people like me who are not mentally prepared to spend $200 on a piece of cardboard, but still want 90% of the experience. Also, before I wrap up, someone left a comment on my Deoxys video talking about how the way I did it with 2 Game Boys and 2 wireless adapters and 2 copies, or a copy of the game and a flash cart, was very unpractical and it was very expensive, and I could do the same exact thing for free in Pokemon Go. Like, yes, I know it's not practical or cheap, but that is not the point. If I was looking for the cheapest and most practical way to get the EON Ticket onto my save file, I would buy a $5 to $7 DS flash cart, and I would simply use the Mystery Gift Tool homebrew program that allows me to inject the EON Ticket into my save file. And if you wanted a Pokemon you could transfer up to Pokemon Home, it might be cheaper, but it would be far more practical to just buy a Pokemon off eBay rather than spending real life time and money on the chance to catch the Pokemon. The good thing about offline only games is you can soft reset if you fail to catch the legendary Pokemon. The same can't be said for Pokemon Go, but I assume anybody who's watching this video does not care about practicality or how expensive it is. They just think this event is cool. Yeah, I think that's about it. Don't really have anything else to say, but stay tuned for the next video where I will be showing off the all Cloud Game Store Game Boy Color. So that means Cloud Game Store shell, buttons, membranes, and screen, and lens. And this sticker, but not this sticker, not this flashcard. Okay, anyways. Yeah, stay tuned for that.